Howdy, everybody, and welcome to the iGPFun Formula 3 series presented by Virtual Racing School. I'm Austin Knight. I'm joined by Marco Brown, and you're here watching Apex Racing TV from Oulton Park.
Oh, you are indeed watching Apex Racing TV. Welcome, everyone. It's great to be here, and we are at the International No Chicane layout, which is basically the fastest layout of the track, and as you all know, or maybe you don't know, one of the, if not the smallest road course in iRacing in terms of available grid spots. Only 40. We have a full house tonight. 40 drivers have been able to squeak into the server, and you know we normally get between 50 and 60. So the race has been already on, Austin. I think these guys are already in a very aggressive mindset, even before practice started.
Yeah, I know a few other Formula 3 series that like to have a lot more drivers, like our Apex Racing Academy series. They just elected to use the Nürburgring Grand Prix layout as a substitute for this, but iGPFun, they wanted to keep it where everyone knows the track. They're going to be staying here at Oulton Park, and this track, it kind of reminds me of a lot of American circuits here. It's not that wide, and so there's not a lot of space on track to battle, and especially there's not a lot of space in the grid spots. So I'm expecting some crazy close fights, and you can already see that the top 25 are within 1 second of each other.
It's absolutely incredible, Austin, as we go down. 26th driver Marc Matisse from France is the first driver outside of that 1 second cushion you were saying. We have basically the full grid in 2 seconds, with Johnny Cocco being a bit of an outlier, 1.9 seconds away, but he only had 5 laps, so I'm sure he has some more pace in his Dallara F3. So, as we were saying, only 40 drivers, which is, as I was saying again, a full house here in Oulton Park, and thankfully, I would say, we don't have chicanes, which will make
just break up the circuit.
Yeah, and they are very narrow with those tire barriers that, you know, with these F3 cars, you know, they tend to be, of course, very fragile. But this will mean that the right-hander at the end of the backstretch, oh man, that's going to be an incredible spot. So easy to, you know, you are used to go there very slowly, and all of a sudden now you arrive there at ludicrous speed, and if you make contact with an opponent there, you are off. But it also could entice some drivers to try and go for a move there, because of course the slipstream will be massive. As you can see now from Przemysław Pieniaszek, if we can jump on board, yeah, thanks to our wonderful producer, we can see that they arrive there
146 miles an hour.
They are basically drifting through the corner there. It's quite
it's such a narrow, it is a very narrow opportunity just to dab the brakes, turn right in, get back on the throttle, and going back in again. Oulton Park, this layout is going to provide one big draft fest. It's kind of like Watkins Glen that we see with the classic boot. They get no chicanes. Here in America, we get no chicanes, and they only have about 2 to 3 real braking spots on this track.
We have also, of course, the hairpin where Pieniaszek is going right now. That one is heavily banked. Oh, come on, Przemysław, don't stop. Is everyone around? Yeah, Ben White. Here comes Ben White. He will show us from the onboard camera how much of a banking you have there. It's almost oval-like banking, Austin.
It certainly helps getting that car around, but yeah, you can see that banking about, I would say 10 degrees of banking right there. But oh no, too much mustard right there, and unfortunately Mayola goes around. Andrew Tellez showing that you kind of want to stay off that curbing as he goes on to the back straight here. The front straight, very unique. It's not really a straight as it goes over, up and down a few hills. So drafting here is going to be very close. Hopping over the curb just a little bit. Miles of runoff on the outside of turn 1, but the 1X is still very strict here. And this opening sector is so fun to get right.
It is, yeah, I think that you use the correct word there, fun. Fun is certainly the main denominator of racing here at Oulton Park, but also 1Xs and grass, so it's going to be quite the challenge for these drivers as we are into the final 10 seconds of qualifying. Bartosz Kralewski goes wide into the final corner. And
yeah, that's wing damage as well. Grzelewski gonna go into the pits. I think he's unfortunately drawn the shorthand of having the... Oh, that is a weird spot to spin around by Bergeson. Checkered flag being waved by Barney as Maruk comes across the line.
Yeah, as Danier is having a fantastic final sector. Will he improve? He won't. 0.3 of a second away from pole position. Lucas Maruk is off. Here we go with Adam Talsma coming out of Lodge and into Deer
Oh,
Lip.
he's got pushed wide. Pushed wide, and that lap is invalidated.
It's a beautiful location. If we can quickly go to the blimp, and you can see the birds flying, and the of course there will be there a river. I think it's a river there on the left side as a creek. You are quite correct. As Adam Talsma takes to the Foster's circuit. Of course, we have one extra minute or two to let the drivers finish their lap, as most of them are just parking the car and enjoying the scenery. In what, you know, these guys basically are racing twice, because three times. They raced to get into the server, they raced into this open qualifying, which is of course so difficult to get right with such a fast and narrow racetrack. And now they will race again in the proper race. So a tough evening of racing. The lack of those 20 extra cars we usually have will be surely made up by the difficulty of managing everything about this evening of racing, Austin.
It certainly is going to be a very difficult day. 3 races kind of seems like a full-on weekend with these guys. We saw a few of them race throughout the week as well, especially yesterday in the Apex Racing Academy. A few names jumping out at me already, and we saw how they're performing there, but they weren't here. They were at the Nürburgring, so it's a bit different, but we got 40 cars lined up for you. Samuel Hermer lines up on pole position with QT Marto right behind him. Fremsel Piesnak in third, followed by Francesco Maiola, Victor Barris, Luciano Zanier, Luca Verani, Adam Talsma, Dave Martin, Lucas Maruk, Philip Lucas, and Johan Bergerson in 12th place, followed by Sonny Rosario, Clark Williams, Andrea Perchetti, Christian Glamsetter, Zachary Beeson, Bartosz Grzeski, Stuart Millen, Michael Podozek, Ben White, James Luis, Zoltan Zomotor, Kuchi Ido in 24th, followed by Antonio Teles, Massimiliano De Laurentiis, Mark Mathis, Chuck Morrow, Clemens Ponzegruber, Daniel Jutso, Giovanni Stiletto, Russell Kirkwood, Richard Veed, Alex Hopkins, Steve Rubens, and Rod McGuire in 36th, followed by Alec Boss, Patrick Rowlands, Reed Dennis, and Johnny Coco at the end of this 40-car grid in that double K machine. It's great to be back here in the iGPFun series after, well, I took a week vacation with the family over Easter weekend, and what did I miss out?
You missed a very fun race last. But by the way, sorry if I take this back to the. But I just realized the straight after turn 3 is called Lakeside. So I guess those are 2 little lakes.
It's a lake.
Ponds. No, there is one on one side and one on the other. So it's 2 little ponds.
It's a very small one on the right. It's a massive one on the left. I just looked at it at Google Maps.
You missed a very nice race, but I think that this will be even better because you are back in the pit, Austin. The drivers have saved themselves a bit last week.
And Alessandro's not here to make me choke him sometime or something like what usually happens in the Formula 3.5 series. Well, we're back here at Oulton Park. Let's have ourselves a great day of racing as the 5 lights are on and it's go here at Oulton Park for the iGPFun series. Great start by Herbert. Tiago gets right behind him, followed by Trams up Yesnak. The top 9 keep all face. They stay there as soon as I said that Martin Talsma as it's side by side through turn 1 for a lot of these drivers. Just taking it very easy as per iGPFun rules and regulations. And oh my goodness, it looks like a party right there.
Yeah, everyone being very tentative and careful, no incidents. And now basically they will be free to race. I mean, they are free to race, but you know, in the first lap, of course, they try to be considerate. And now it's going to be a draft fest on the hilltop backstretch as they go side by side, left, right, and center, trying to break the draft, trying to find the best spot for the upcoming right-hander. And if you go a bit wide there, it's going to be a problem, of course. But one lap about to go into the books already, Austin.
Yeah, very short lap here at Oulton Park. 1 corner to go, and we will be 1 lap down out of 34 as we ride on board of Miola. Almost gets into the back wheel of Pramsel Piesnek. And now 1 lap down, 33 to go.
Birgersson went past Rosario there and completed the move into Old Hall Corner as we have, of course, we will see some drivers trying to extend the track limits there at the exit of turn 1 as they get into the lovely named Cascades Corner here. There they are, where Zachary Pison is, and then up into the Shell Corner. And look at the banking here, and Marteau is trying to close the gap. He's still very well in range. As we have our first victim of the day, it's Russell Kirkwood, and he's pointing in the wrong direction now in last spot because Steve Rubens has not taken the start as side by side for 3rd place.
Yeah, I thought Rubens was coming out of pit lane to do that start. I saw him in the pit exit. Something might have happened when he came out of the pits, or just bad start as Verani sneaks his way up there, up into 5th place.
Pieniasek lost a lot of positions, maybe a slowdown or something, because he went... oh, and now he's in the grass and there's a crash.
Maruk.
Lucas Maruk is off. Lucas Maruk is off at Druids.
Pretty much with that corner backwards.
And back onto the racing line. And now Thiago Marteau fastest lap of the race and a bit of a gap. If I remember to bring up the gaps, maybe it's better. As you can see, there is a bit of a gap between the first 2 positions and the rest of the pack, Austin.
Yeah, I was just looking at the stream replay of Piesnek going through that corner. He missed a shift. Going through that right-hander and up the hill, he missed the shift going through there. So he was slow off the exit, and that's allowed Verani and Barris to pass him.
Another lap in the books, as you were saying, Marteau Armer, and then it's Meola who's pulling away from Barris, who's trying to pull away from Varani, but it's, you know, a free fall. Oh, look at that, Brachetti, Clark Williams moving every which way to get the better entrance. Oh, Rosario.
Switchback.
Rosario and Graham Setter, careful with the rejoin, Christian, he does so. And now Lucas is in the grass.
Oh my god, all these guys are getting those heart attacks right here.
Oh,
and
man.
the groundskeeper.
Yeah, some, you know.
Usav side, Podosek trying to hold around the outside. Very hard to do here, especially in that very tight corner. And, oh, speaking of outside moves, Martin and Talsma side by side.
Some unrequested lawn mowing, which will be a common theme, I guess, tonight, as we are on board with a no-nonsense racing driver. Looking back at Johan Birgersson and Adam Talsma in the fight for the back end of the top 10. Victor Barris, 118.57. This is the fastest lap of the race.
There's smoke ahead. Somebody might have locked up going into that corner. The wind direction is a little bit forward here today.
Oh,
so
boy.
It's going... Oh, no, no, no.
There are a few cars.
Oh, he's beach.
It's a parking lot.
He's going to be beach right there.
Parking lot.
Somebody needs to take their valet number and get these cars out of here. And luckily, nobody was beached. I thought we were going to see a beached car by the difference in banking between the track and the ground, but oh, that is very unfortunate. Here is a replay of what happened. And Zomotor gets tapped by the 257, and then it was just chaos all behind him. And Zoltan Zomotor actually, I thought that's where he's going to get beached, but no.
In the end, he was the one that got away with it the best, because then the other 3 cars were piled up all together at the exit of the corner. But of course, not exactly what you want to do here as Zoltan, probably with some big damage, gets into the pits, and he will get his fast repair done. Luca Varani, in the meantime, contending with Pieniaszek for 5th place, as Victor Varres is pulling away and Pieniaszek is disappearing. Oh! Okay, that's one way to make the move.
That's also one way to request a clean set of underwear as well.
Yeah, the Udini overtake from the Polish driver went away from our screens and reappeared inside of Luca Varani, and somehow managed to complete the pass. So now Varani is in 6th, Pieniaszek is in 5th, trying to make a comeback after that missed shift you were talking about earlier, Austin. 2 places back from his starting position of 3rd. And pretty much everyone has moved around, I'm having a freeze at the moment. Everyone has moved around. What is the word to say? Apart from Samuel Hermer, Thiago Marteau and Dave Martin. They are still in the same positions where they started.
Adjectives.
Yeah.
I'm bad at them too. Philip Lucas right behind Luca Ferrani, getting a good run. Going down to the inside. It's going to be a side-by-side drag race here. Into that right-hander. Lucas jumping over the curb, but sneaks past Luca Ferrani right there. But Luca definitely on the hunt, looking around the outside, trying to go for that switchback move.
Luca having some trouble, and Luciano Zanier went past. There is not really a...
Scary.
There is not really, Austin, like a wide portion of the racetrack that I can think about.
No.
So every pass is going to be, squeaky bum time for these drivers.
Yes, it is indeed going to be squeaky bum. Get the wet wipes out, and close your eyes and scream. I would say the widest part of the track is this part we're seeing right now. The front straight, I would say, is the widest part of the track. And then it narrows up completely coming out of turn 1. So that is the best chance to see cars going side by side without us freaking out about it.
The problem is that, like Barcelona, it's not a very big braking area, the one in turn 1. So
no, it's not really much of a braking area at all. It's just tap the brakes, turn in, get back on throttle, say see you later, bub. Unless you're looking for an absolute chaotic dive bomb down low, but
which makes me think, with all the years, and they never been shy of making changes there at Barcelona. I'm going a bit off topic, but why don't they change that first corner? Antonio
Tellez, I think, went off in the same spot that Lucas Marouk did. I saw it in the background just barely. And Antonio Tellez, something. I think grass. Yep, grass in the braking zone. Sideways, big bounce into the. Ooh.
That was a big off.
And the Italian-made car exploding into tiny Italian bits.
Yep. And I was saying, why don't they change that? Why don't they reprofile turn 1 in Barcelona to make it a much harder braking area? you know, they have a kilometer of run of area there at the front. So, you know, to at least have one passing spot in the racetrack.
It's the thing that rules the world of racing. It starts with M, ends in a Y.
Oh no! Corner contact, big contact!
Oh,
my
massive
goodness!
wreck! Oh my goodness, Austin!
3 car. I've never seen a crash like that.
Oh, and now
That
Adam
car's
Tasma
exploded.
and Brachetti. Oh, someone pushed the chaos button.
The chaos button has been turned on. I think it was about all of us talking about Barcelona, and Oulton Park said, "Hey, remember me?" Oh, no.
I have the new smoke, I think, system.
Blinded him. 5-car incident. That was 5 cars involved in that hill.
Trying to... So it was Clark Williams, one of the drivers involved.
Oh my goodness. I've never seen anything like that.
No, it was brutal, especially the secondary impact. So one of the cars went wide there, clipped to the wall.
I think Clark Williams was the one that went over another car and did an entire front flip.
Okay, I can find the replay. Bear with me. There we go.
Yeah, this is it.
So he went
Williams
wide,
gets wide, comes back on track, spins around, and straight into the line, and then gets collided
That's
by...
Stuart Milne.
Is that the 21? That's
It's
21.
Stuart Milne.
Now you can see it happening right there. Millen already goes to the right, but it comes across the track right there, makes contact, and then here comes the 21, just blasted over him. And then there's more chaos in the background as more cars saw what's happening. They went off track and spun as well.
Oh, that was Ben White. Apologies. Yeah, you are right.
Ben White, the 21, behind.
He's lifting. He's
lifting already, and it's unfortunately
we almost went to the bridge.
into there.
He almost hit the bridge.
There's a car pointed backwards right there. It was a blue and there's a blue and black car just ahead, pointed backwards as well.
Where?
2 cars ahead. 2 cars ahead.
Oh,
yeah, he got into the grass straight into there, and then bam!
That was Sonny Rosario.
Yeah, there's 5 cars. There are 5 cars involved in total in that, but I think about 10 cars were just in the pit lane.
So back to the action. Wow, that was one of the biggest crash I've ever seen in iRacing. Full stop.
We've seen some big incidents coming from IndyCar, but nothing on the scale of that.
Oh, the
That was
Lucas
a
Maruk.
monstrous hit. Maruk, he's had some very sketchy moments, especially on lap 1 in that turn. Back on track, sitting in 15th.
And Maruk goes wide again. Here comes Van den Bos. And here
Side
comes
by side.
Thuis.
Yeah, Thuis not going to go down the inside right here. You can see that line just really, that corner just has one line to go through it. The rubber's already so highlighted it in there from everybody that's taking the same spot, especially the same way in this corner. iRacing's dynamic track model definitely making its way itself known here today.
I
got
want
another
to see
replay?
this again because I think that it looked like Ben White almost collected the bridge. If you see from... oh, wow.
Oh, the back end just gets caught, and he was on a trajectory for the bridge.
Lovely shot of the toilets.
Thanks, Sam.
It's because Phil Lucas had a big issue. We were watching him before the replay. And the curse of the replay strikes again.
Something might have failed.
Yeah, he went straight.
Just went straight on. We saw this with Kelly yesterday, Jordan Kelly, where his VR failed and it was just a black screen. And he did almost exactly the same thing, just let go of everything and straight into the wall.
So, quick recap. QT Marteau is following our leader Samuel Lermer. There is Marteau. Francesco Meola has pulled away from Victor Varris, who has pulled away from Przemysław Pieniaszek, who has pulled away from this battling trio, quartet of Zanier, Varani, Martin and Birgersson. Your top 10 is closed by Zachary Bison. But as you can see, there are fights everywhere, especially Sonny Rosario trying to make a comeback. Here we go, around the outside of Patrick Rowlands. It's a brave move, but you know, a good move nonetheless. And he gets the job done, as now Luca is under massive pressure from Dave Martin. Luca Varani back where he started in 7th place after gaining a few spots at the start. Austin, he seems to be a bit, you know, he's going backwards. Yeah, I cannot talk tonight, Austin. What's happening?
Well, I was having trouble. Trouble yesterday as well with just trying to talk as well. So I think it's just a curse of me having a bad day. They do having a bad day. But, you know, some of these drivers having a good day, and some of them have been having a very bad day, unfortunately, especially with that massive incident that we saw. But someone that's having probably the best day out there, Samuel Hermer and Thiago Marto, first and second, haven't changed the spot, and they're off in their own world.
I think we have the Luciano Zanier fan club in the chat, so big hello to them. Hopefully you are enjoying the race. As fighting with Luca and Dave Martin here. Oh, another Italian is having issues, is Andrea Brachetti, and he's pointing ostensibly in the wrong direction, so I guess he went wide into turn 1.
No, that's not turn 1, that's coming out of the hairpin.
Let's see.
Brachetti coming out of the hairpin. This is not Brachetti. This is Brachetti coming out of the hairpin, hits that outside curb, and around he goes.
And he towed back to the pits, Austin, so suspension damage for the Italian driver.
Or trying to find a clear spot of track. And yeah, this track is just so beautiful to look at. It is a very nice park from what I've heard. It also brings me little hints of Cadwell Park as well.
Man, that racetrack, I want it in iRacing as soon as possible. You won't be able to race it in anything more than probably the Skippies.
Or Formula V.
Yeah. So, speaking of Formula V, the thread on the iRacing forum, the title has been changed to Formula V coming to racing, parentheses, not a joke. So, I guess it's coming.
Yeah, it's not a joke. I've been... I follow the Twitter of almost every one of iRacing's employees, the ones in charge of the scanning, and that V is his son's Formula V car, and there's an adorable picture of his son actually holding the scanner while scanning his car.
Ah, cool.
So it's an adorable thing. So, and it would also bring a little bit of people to get their kids into iRacing and you know, try out iRacing before they try out the real thing, because Formula V is a very good step as well as karting. Kart's not coming to iRacing. I'm not an iRacing employee.
On board with Rod Maguire. This is following Bunzengruber and Kirkwood. This is the fight for 20th place. Different interpretation of this first corner, as you can see, Austin. By the way, you were speaking about the weather, so let's give a look at that. And you can see there is a bit of wind. And thankfully for the drivers, the track temperature is very, very you know, tolerable at 23 Celsius. As I tell you, Ito-san is having one of his best races to date in the series. He went past Potoczek, Potoczek passed him back, but 11th place for Potoczek, 12th for Ito-san. Have you seen in these couple of corners they scanned and they went here. They took the pictures, of course, as they do every time. Someone must have blown maybe a bike, an engine, and dropped oil for half the track. And as a marshal,
oh yeah, that
as a marshal,
I saw that too, and I know that has infuriated too, because I remember when we were watching the Formula 3 race at the Hungaroring, and you saw that entire trail. You got infuriated in the voice chat.
Oh yeah, I mean, but you know, yeah, I mean, this was it's useful because you can use it as a marker rate when you navigate the second half of the track, but
it's a good racing line indicator.
Judging by the way and the shape and the position, I think it's a bike engine that gave up.
You know, that would be a good question to ask, but I think I've seen that mark on many different simulators, so it's not just iRacing who has it, so it might have been just a massive incident.
Then he went to the pits, you see, I mean...
Yeah, it does go into the pit lane.
Maruk and Hopkins, and
Things will not be able to unsee from iRacing.
Maruk gets the job done, up into 13th place. Here comes Tulis as well. Bit of a mistake there from Alex Hopkins. Let's jump on board with James. You can barely see the car. There it is. You could hear James here lifting a bit, not wanting to force the issue there in turn 1. Now set aside into Cascades. It is going to be tasty. Here we go, job done. Tulis makes the pass. One of the most beautiful corners to do in iRacing when you get it right, but when I was a rookie trying to drive the Skippy around here, it was infuriating because the sudden drop and the change in elevation of the corner mid-braking completely screw up the balance of your car.
It definitely has a bit of a learning curve, especially with balancing the car.
Especially if you don't have air grip, which of course the Skippy has none, because those wings are there for show. Kiniajek went wide. His name flashed in red for a second.
Yeah, side by side, heading into the right turn. Ooh, delayed turning for the 56 as Boss was right there, and ooh, that could have ended nasty, but you know, they keep their head on a swivel here.
Taking Druids and going under the bridge for the Lodge. Another very difficult corner. Seems simple on paper, but you are braking and going now down the hill, up the hill, and down the hill again with all sorts of camber changes. Another nice stuff. There is really, Austin, a feeling. I mean, now we have the backstretch, which, of course, the backstretch, you know, removes the 2 chicanes. But even with the backstretch, I've got very strong Lime Rock Park vibes in the sense that there is not really a spot where you can rest.
Yeah,
mentally. It's constantly right hook, left hook, uppercut, down cut, jump, duck, dodge, dip, dive, dip, dodge. The 5D's a dodgeball with this track. Dave
Guess
Martin.
which movie I was watching before I started passing today? You'll never guess. No. Yes.
The original or the remake with Paul Heyman, among other people?
The remake. Ben Stiller one. I don't know if that's the original or the remake. It's the only one I have.
Dave Martin makes the pass on Birgersson after Birgersson passed him on the straight earlier. And now they will exchange positions once again. And the car on the inside almost has the moral obligation to lift there. Because, I mean, if someone pushes the issue there on the inside and you are side by side, you're going to grab those cars in the trees. Or in the shadow realm in iRacing, of course.
Shadow Realm, trees, Grandma's house we go, Little Red Riding Hood, a random wolf. Yeah, I would say Shadow Realm, you know, just a GT reference. Side by side, Kirkwood and Rollins. Ooh, we got a good fight, and Rollins is given the spot right there. Doesn't want any, Patrick Rollins did not want any, forays with a car incident, as both of them are within the top 20, which is usually the top third of the field, but today is the top half.
We haven't forgotten about our leaders, and as you can see, Samuel Lermer, apart from lap 17, where he probably had some lapping issues, he is steadily gaining on QT Mertot, and the gap is now to 3.8 seconds. So Samuel Lermer won last week, looking for to be the first repeat winner of the season. Wait a second, did he win last week? You know, Austin, it's tough.
You can't use me as a fact check here.
No, yeah, the problem is that, of course, you bamboozle me a lot of times, but Alessandro is even worse. So I'm doing the professional job of going to the old broadcast and looking at it from last week.
Hopefully you keep the sound muted.
You know, unlike you, I'm a professional and I use voice meter banana, so there is no problem. Shots fired.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you hear sound being played, it's Marco and not me.
There will be no sound.
That.
Again,
Well,
I'm
there
a
will be no
professional.
sound. Air quotes.
There will be no sound from the stream that I cannot find, by the way. I can find round 1, and I can find round 4, but I can't find round 3. There we go.
Professional. Air quotes.
So the race was won by Gianfranco Pagotto, of course. Why did I say Samuel?
This week.
Why did I say Samuel Lerner? Okay.
I think you're going crazy.
Yes.
Hermer pulling away up to a 4-second gap as he's making his way around some lap traffic. Sonny Rosario and Alex Hopkins having a nose-to-tail battle. And Rosario's getting a good line through here. And this is where that bike engine blows.
Oh dear.
The draft of the speed, the closing distance on Rosario and Hopkins. Hopkins needs to be worried here. Rosario's looking for a move. Very good opportunity for a dive down the inside. He's aligning himself side by side, coming out the exit and down the street. Very wide berth for Rosario. And he's sending it into turn 1.
That's a great move.
Wow.
Oh, behind Maguire, coming out of Lodge, has spun and almost lodged his car into the barrier. He thankfully dislodged his car from the wall. Okay, sorry, apologies. I mean, after some of the puns that Sam Fitzpatrick has made last week.
Oh no.
Like, did you know that he was doing an interview last week during Apex Racing GT, which is going on right now, by the way. It was Easter Sunday, as you know, because you were not working as an unprofessional broadcaster. I'm joking. Family comes first. So basically, he asked this driver if he was going to focus on both the Apex Racing Porsche Cup and the Apex Racing League GT Championship, or if he was going to put all of his eggs in one basket on Easter Sunday. I mean,
Oh no.
and he also then had the audacity to share the pun with the general public, which is an extra level of humiliation, in my opinion.
I would never share puns. I'm not a pun sharer. I'll say the pun and I'll spot myself like, oh, that was funny. I'll never be Sam.
I subscribe to the Jim Oxon school of our colleague Jim Oxon. Well, his rule is no puns. He's a comedian, and if he says no puns, then I think it's an effective. It's a rule I believe in. In.
It's just like the no capes rule. Podozek going very wide. Here's Kuchiaido around the outside, side by side fight. Oh, wheel to wheel, but almost got into the grass right there. And Podozek keeps 11th, but very tight fighting between these three. As Lucas Maruk on his charge back tour, redemption mode, fully engaged after going off the track and into the wall on lap 1. Maruk, with 10 laps to go, is looking in for a potential top 10 finish.
Have you watched Formula E this morning?
Yes, I did.
Oh, that's why you say, okay. You know that according to the Italian commentators, redemption means to be reborn? I sent an angry letter. Okay, and Austin has transformed himself into a monkey.
Ido and Maruk. Maruk looked down to the inside and Ido blocked him right there. And they almost had a collision. Both of them were just in each other's way like you usually are behind that old person at the grocery store. They're always in your way when you're just trying to change lanes. And now they're side by side heading into that right turn. But Lucas Maruk up into 12th place coming out of the hairpin.
Great job there. Oh, look at that. In the commentator channel 1 there is only Sam Fitzpatrick left after the GT broadcast. I'm sure he's secretly spying on us. Is that nose straight on that Punzengruber car, or is it just the livery? No, it's not straight.
Yeah, no.
No.
Yeah, that nose is a...
The front wing looks okay.
I hate you for pointing this out. I think that might be the livery.
I've never seen it like this.
It is.
Let's jump on board with him. Seems straight. Usually you see...
Straight, but we're looking at the top of the nose. We aren't looking at the tip of the nose. It is bent. It is bent.
Is it?
It is bent.
Oh!
Oh, no! Yeah, it's bent. The front right of it from this camera view, it is a little bit bent to the right, and there is some nose damage.
Alaric Van den Bos just in front of us as we were discussing Italian aesthetics.
Yeah, it is bent. You can see from here, it is a lot clearer that it is bent right there, but Boss got onto the curb on corner entry, upset the balance of it, and then went around. Unfortunate for him, but yeah, that nose is bent.
Lucas Maruk, a man on a mission, as the legendary German band Gamma Ray used to sing in the mid-90s. His next target is Michal Potoshek, who's a big fat +9, even though not nearly the biggest mover. That award goes to the car of Patrick Rowlands from New Zealand, is +19. Hermer 117.1, and Van den Bos unsurprisingly makes his way to pit road in a big cloud of smoke.
Yeah.
Okay, Austin, I was worried because you didn't talk for 30 seconds.
Yeah, no, I'm here. No, I'm here. Sam is sending me angry text messages.
I thought you were choking on some homemade grilled cheese.
No. No, I make queso, not grilled cheese. It's a complete difference. Queso is
tomato.
Queso is melted cheese, and you.
Oh!
Oh no! And that is a very unfortunate spin for Ido right there. Just dipped his wheel out into the grass like he dipped chips into some queso, and unfortunately got a little bit too much of it, and around he went.
Oh, we have Reed Dennis. So,
No.
very, very, very...
Okay.
And then he had damage, and then he had to
Oh,
park.
no.
So something else happened to him before that.
I think he might have got hit.
Here we go. He's got a car behind him. Isn't that
That's
Samuel Hermer?
That's Hermer. Hermer and Dennis just went a little bit too wide. Went into the... Oh, there's the damage right there. He hit the wall after going a little bit too wide. It's such a narrow track. And...
a parting of the sea, basically. Everyone is trying to get out of the way of Hermer.
Was that Veen? That he just passed? Is where we...
No,
Richard
that was...
Veen.
No, that was... He's got a... No, that was an orange car.
Yeah, that is Richard. Yeah, it was
No.
Richard Veen.
No, it was an orange car.
Yeah, Veen's driving an orange car.
No, he's driving a yellow car.
Go on board Richard Veen right now.
I'm looking for him.
Oh, no. Off
dear.
the Zellbutter. Zellbutter comes across right. Big contact with Stuart Millen.
Oh dear.
Not Stuart Millen, that's Rod McGuire that he made contact with. Millen got past him. And McGuire stays out there on track, but that front end of that car is busted up.
For the life of me, I just clicked on him. There we go. He's got a yellow car, not an orange car.
Really? Because that nose looks orange.
Are you using trading paints?
Yes, I am. I just realized what's happening.
And, yeah.
Oh, spin right there for Christian Glamstead.
Yeah, for your car. I like Christian, but that's karma for not having trading paints on. Sorry, for having trading paints on, not the official paint pack that Luca Barani so gently gives us and provides us before every race. Which is, I think, it's an extra slap in the face, Austin, from you to Luca and his organization.
I'm just gonna hide all my cheddar supplies when I come here now.
So yeah, that was an orange car, which I think was someone, which I can't really point my finger at. Well, let's go ahead with Samuel Hermer then. Other cars in his way, so just went past Punzengruber. So it wasn't Matisse, it wasn't Alma, it wasn't Milne, it wasn't Van den Bos, it wasn't White. It wasn't Jimenez.
Hey, Victor Barris is in a fight.
Oh, we have Meola with the fastest lap of the race.
I think that might... Yeah, Barris in a fight. I thought it was Piesnek originally, but Piesnek would have been lapped at this point, but it looked just like Piesnek's car, as Piesnek all up in the draft of Victor Barris right now in the battle for 4th place, as we have 4 laps remaining here at Oulton Park.
So it's not you that it's not Sam that's sending you angry message. It's you that you have ratted me out with Sam.
No, would never do that.
So it was the same livery as Pieniasek, the car that went wide, which could it be? Oh man, I you know, mystery. But let's focus on this fight as Victor Barris defends the inside. He will have a slightly slower exit, as all of a sudden we are in the last few laps of this race, as Samuel Hermer is ready to start lap 31 out of 34. So we are basically at the tail end of what has been a chaotic, fun, eventful race on one of the best racetracks in all of iRacing, if not one of the most challenging tracks of all of iRacing and the real life as well, here at Oulton Park, a classic. Like, when I think about British racetrack, I don't think about Silverstone, I think about this place, Donington, Brands, you know, a lot of grass, a lot of elevation change, unforgiving, a picturesque location. I think this has all of it and more. Victor Barris will try to defend, and he will try to bring home the podium. No, the 4th step, of course. 4th position. The podium seems to be a lock for Hermer, Marteau and Meola. We have other fights. Sonny Rosario is trying to get past Michal Potoshek.
Yeah, Potoshek taking a defensive line in there, but Sonny Rosario taking the wider line. He's going to have the speed coming down Cascades right now. The right-hander and then the left-hander. That wide berth, and he's going to be using that camber to his advantage. And now here comes Rosario in that draft around the creek. Going to have to do a little bit of a lift right here to keep his car right. And then it's a big work on the brakes right there. Podesek very well defended. But this is the point where it's all about that draft, all about that speed coming out that corner. Up the hill they go. And Rosario is going to have the speed. Podesek staying off to the left. Here comes Rosario. They're going to be side by side going to the turn. Neither of them are lifting off. Podesek went wide once he realized what was happening, as wide as he can. As Rosario's up there, and the 51 of Patrick Rollins is in the wall at the hairpin. And I think we found our car.
Yeah, I think we found the car that we were missing. And now he's going to be under pressure from Van Veen and Mattis. I think that car is looking a bit damaged at the front. To see the sides of the front wing, he goes for it regardless, trying to defend from Patrick Rollins with Mark Mattis waiting in the wings.
Still fighting.
Oh dear.
Mark Mathis has got a great seat right here. Neither of these two drivers are wanting to give up on each other, but one of them has a little bit of damage. The other one just... Well, actually, no, I don't really see damage. That's just the way that is. Oh, it's a lockup going to the final corner. Patrick Rollins makes himself down to the inside. Mark Mathis falls now. Now Mathis could have an opportunity to jump into the top 20 right here. And as we always said...
Austin, I have bad news for you. Your repair bill is getting bigger and bigger because Christian Glamsetter had to tow back to the pit, so... I think that those guys are really second-guessing their, decision to be sponsored by you. I sponsored Luca last season. He had a fantastic season.
I'm still sponsoring them. I'm not like you, and I just dump somebody after one season. Jeez, who do you think I am? I'm loyal.
Mark Mattis makes the move. Great pass as Kirkwood goes in the pits, and Samuel Hermer is about to take the white flag. Side by side once again. That behind them you can see Barris and Pieniasek. There they are. There's some traffic to contend. Oh
and off goes Pieniasek!
A Polish driver extending the track limits just a bit as the white flag is in the air. Sale la Blanca here in beautiful Oulton Park as Luca Varani, speak of the devil, is trying to claw back to Luciano Zanier, but the Italian is absolutely holding on, and Victor Barris now is his time to make a mistake as Samuel Hermer has a 16.95, the fastest lap of the race, the first driver to go below the 117 wall. So it's all happening, and we have one more lap of this fantastic race to enjoy, Austin. Meola is clawing back on Marteau, but it's too late. He should be able to hold on.
One lap to go, but this train right here is absolutely a very violent one as one of those lap cars gets out of the way as Barris and Piesnik still have their fight. 4/10 separates them, and this could be the moment that Piesnik needs. We've seen this gap close down. He's by 3/10 down at this point as they come down the straight. You expect Barris to be at the bottom of the track. Yep, he's taking that defensive line. Here comes Piesnik. Piesnik's got an opportunity. He's going wide. They're going to be side by side. Piesnik's going to do this switchback move, but it's blocked by Barris as Samuel Hermer takes the win here at Oulton Park by 14 seconds.
Marteau second, Meola third. Let's see who's going to get fourth. I think it's going to be Victor.
It is going to be Victor Barris, and then Premslaw finishing outside as Luca Ferrari getting pushed all the way to the pit line by the 193 of Luciano Zanier. And that is a gutsy move to do that, but coming out. Oh no! James Luis!
Awful crash.
And that's a repair.
And Rosario also was involved in that crash, Austin.
I don't think Rosario was mainly involved. I think Rosario was just under it.
Yeah, and I think he...
I got onto the grass and I don't see any damage.
The steering is anything but straight on the
steering's
car.
just- Okay. Yeah, I think the rear wheel might have got turned.
Let's see if he had already the damage. Oh no, he didn't have it. So,
No.
so James Touris, what the hell happened to him? That was a massively hard hit. We will see it again.
I'm not sure what happened right there, but very scary incident.
Oh!
Just too much muscle through there that the car just explodes as he hits the tire wall, and he hits the guardrail. And I can see Sonny Rosario's back right wheel came off right there after James came across the track.
So this indicates some kind of contact that damaged the left rear. So if we go and see the replay in slow motion, you will see that that's probably where they made contact. So you see the... And if I'm quick...
Oh, that's the worst feeling as a driver, and boop, there it goes.
Yeah,
And
so
then iRacing fixed it, just gave him toe damage.
And you will see on board, look at the steering.
Oh yeah, that's
gets broken straight away. Okay, we had race ending firework. As we have some beautiful looks at some trash cans.
Thanks, Sam.
Let's go through the finishing results from tonight's beautiful race here at Oulton Park. Man, Austin, we had everything, but in the end there was only one winner, and the winner was Samuel Ermer. He takes home the big prize, and here are your results. There we go. So, Samuel Ermer wins in Oulton Park in front of QT Marteau and Francesco Meola. They round up the podium. Victor Varis, Premisla Pieniazek, and Sean Zonier, Luca Varani. That was close at the line. Johan Birgerson, Dave Martin in 9th. Zach Bison rounds up your top 10 in front of Lucas Maruk, Michal Potoshek, Chuck Mauro, Ito Sanko, Gito, great race for him. Last car on the lead lap. James Tullis and Sonny Rosario will be scored one lap down, even though they were on the lead lap, but that massive wreck at the end of the race prevented both of them from crossing the start-finish line. Alex Hopkins and Clemens Punzengruber in 17th and 18th, and then we have Marc Matisse from France and Patrick Rowlands, the New Zealander, in 20th place. Richard Van Veen and Adam Tasma, Stuart Mill, Ben White, Antonio Teyes, and Alaric van den Bos, Massimo De Laurentiis, Russell Kirkwood. He was all these guys one lap down as well. And then the guys who were 2 or more laps down, some of them didn't make it to the finish line, when even some of the drivers with 1 lap down didn't make it to the finish line, as we've seen. But let's not be too pedantic. With Johnny Coco and Reid Dennis, Christian Gremsetter, Rod Maguire, Zoltan Zomotor, Bartosz Grelecki, Andrea Brachetti, Phil Lucas, Clark Williams, Giovanni Sellitto in 38th place. 39th was Daniel Justeau, and last, and not least, but certainly mysterious what happened to him, Steve Rubens, who I saw, as you were saying earlier, Austin, start from the pits. Maybe we can have a replay of that. I saw him start from the pits, and... no, he started from the grid. What happened there? And then he towed.
It's a very odd situation what's happened.
And then he never reappeared.
Yeah, it's just one of those incidents.
Oh no, then okay, he
yeah, he comes out. I feel
and then he stops. Okay,
and then
so
I think something might have happened, a technical issue, like probably no sound. I've seen a few drivers have just sound failure after a Windows update, but what a race we had here today. Very interesting race, with it being Oulton Park. But next week, hey, we go to Italy at Imola.
It's going to be fantastic. Place at the track, there's a special place in my heart where I saw my to date only F1 Grand Prix, but it was, in 2002. So the not the most exciting of races, but certainly the beautiful V10 engine screaming. I will never ever forget that. I think we have Luca for a quick chat with Austin.
Yes, we do. Howdy, Luca. How you feeling about today?
Hi guys, I had fun. Was it a good race for the rest of the field?
It was a good race. A few violent incidents. Well, actually, I think just one really violent incident that collected 5 to 8 cars, I believe.
That's it.
Here, but it certainly was a firework of an incident, I must say.
The track is not easy, and there are no ways to escape for the cars after an accident. But oh well, we'll look at the replay and see what happened. Hopefully, it was just a mistake. Mistakes, of course, do happen.
Oh yeah, it was all mistakes. Just nothing was done on purpose. So you don't have to do any adminning today. But how does Oulton Park compare to most of the tracks that you usually run on the F3 cars? Was it a welcome change of pace or a bit of a needle in the arm? I want out of this situation.
No, I like this track. It's the old style track. This version, the original version from the 60s, 50s. It's fast. It is not interrupted by chicanes all the time. I mean, every modern track has chicanes, so it's nice to race something different for a change. We'll move to the chicane version next season, but for once it was nice racing on an old style, fast, pedal to the metal. I enjoyed it.
Well, we do go back to chicanes as we go to the track of all those chicanes. Sorry, Marco. Imola next week.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's a track where I've never been good. I just don't understand that track. We'll see. Usually there are very nice races out there, and we will have one. We'll move up to 60 cars again. Today it was a bit strange. It was only 40. And we'll see how it goes. So please tune in, and hopefully it will be a great race.
All right, it certainly does seem like it's going to be a great race next week, as Imola certainly brings out a lot of drivers, well, a lot of their very aggressive sides and a little bit of a higher competition because of those chicanes really, well, give the opportunity to have somebody send it down the inside. Lap 1 should certainly be very interesting with these guys and throughout that entire race. But before I let you go, Luca, anyone you want to thank?
As always, you guys for the excellent broadcast. We always, as I said before, we always get together after the race around midnight Europe time and watch the broadcast together. It's always nice. I should thank VRS. They always sponsor us. We sponsor our charity events. They always supported us. There are a lot of people actually join them to get the setups. I think their best asset is the telemetry service. They make telemetry really easy, and there are very good graphic interfaces, very good tool. Even if you do not understand telemetry, you will be able to follow what you're doing, follow what ours are doing, and hopefully improve, or certainly understand more of what is going on. And that's it for now. I already spoke too much, so thanks everybody for watching, of course.
All right, thank you, Luca. You have yourself a great night, and I hope you enjoy rewatching this with the rest of the crew.
I'm sure we will. Thank you, guys.
So we throw it back over to Marco. Marco, any closing thoughts?
Yes, great to be here at Oulton Park. I knew this was going to be a good round, and the racing was fantastic. We had a couple of big hits, but those, are part of the experience. And I'd say that most of the crashes were single car mistakes. Two of them ballooned. Well, one of them ballooned into a 5-car wreck, but again, it was a. How do you say, Austin? An act of God. Like, it was nothing that really could be done about it. And
unavoidable.
Unavoidable. Yeah, but I prefer the wording "an act of God."
Yes.
Sorry. Okay, so thank you, Austin. I will leave it to you, and don't forget we have some more exciting races coming up on Apex Racing TV. Now, for tonight we are done with the streams, but tomorrow we will get the Apex Racing League Mazda Cup round 6. It's going to be at Summit Point Raceway. That will start at 7 GMT. 19 GMT to be precise. And at the same time, we are back to
The
Oulton
iRacing
Park.
Israel.
That you will be stewarding for, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes,
same,
I will.
Same cars, same place, if I'm not mistaken. So that's going to be fun. And
Same car, same place, different drivers.
at midnight GMT of the next day, of course, but still tomorrow for most of us.
The Ricmotech Sports Car Series will be going on, and if you
will
want
be
to see me
racing.
actually get behind a wheel of a TCR, you will get seeing that because remember last round I got a podium.
Yeah, and if Austin makes the podium again, he will give away an autographed card, an autographed picture of himself to a lucky winner.
Wait, what? Anyway, before Marco gets me into some massive trouble with my bank, thank you everybody for watching Apex Racing TV and the iGPFun-F3 series presented by VRS here at Oulton Park. I've been joined by Marco Barbanera. I'm Austin Knight, and I hope y'all have a good night.